Good morning, YouTube. It is April 1st, April Fool's Day, and I don't know if you guys can hear the rain through my window or in the room, but April showers hopefully will bring tons of Mayflowers because it is pouring rain outside. And my allergies, you can see my eyes are a little swollen. My allergies are a little red. Allergies are going crazy. I've been congested. I've been waking up in the middle of the night having to blow my nose constantly, and I'm just kind of over this pollen and just the spring, the negative parts of spring. I like the weather, just not the allergies and bugs, because I've seen a few of those too, and I don't like bugs. But this video is going to be a kind of lazy day makeup tutorial. It's kind of been the trend, and it's going to be powder only foundation, which I haven't done in a really long time. So I have two powders I'm going to be using. We're going to be using the Makeup Forever Duo Matte, and I have one that's like almost empty, and then one that's a little bit newer. And I also have my Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo full coverage powder. Lock-It Tattoo powder foundation, but this is just a little red on me. So I think I'm going to mix the two together today. So I scratched the tip of my nose. I'm going to mix the two together to make my foundation, and I have a feeling this is still going to pull way too red for my skin, so I'm going to use my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer over top under my eyes, and we'll just see what that does for me today. When I do my powder only foundation, I need something that the powder can stick to, so I cleanse my face. I then moisturize using my Nivea Men's Sensitive Skin Post Shave Balm, and then I went in with a little bit of castor oil over top and mixed that in with it, and that's going to make my face nice and like tacky so that the powder has something to adhere to. So the best way to apply powder foundation, if you're going to do powder only, if you're going to do powder only foundation and you want it to be full coverage, just with a nice like flat top brush so you can press it onto the skin. So I'm going to start with Kat Von D, and this is in the shade 72. This looks like that. Let me set up a mirror, even though these have a mirror. My nose is running, it's just these allergies. So I'm just gonna coat the brush, and then you just want to press it onto the skin. Yeah, it is very red, very warm. Warm, warm, warm powder. So I'm going to do half my face just so you guys can see the color difference between one side to the other. So this is going to be kind of like my base layer. And I also like to use an oil because it kind of emulates what my natural oils would do to the foundation. And as you can see, it darkens upon contact with the skin and the oil that's on the skin, which it means it would oxidize on my skin after my natural oils would come out if I tried to apply it to more dry skin. Hopefully that makes sense. So as you can see, it's super duper warm. Still isn't quite my color for right now, but in the summer, this will work a lot better. Well, hopefully you guys can see how that is full coverage. Alright, so So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side as well with the Kat Von D, and then we're going to get some of that Make It Forever. And again, this is in the shade 72, which I think is the deepest shade. But the reason I really like this powder is because it is full coverage. And I think it'll be perfect for me in the summer. Yes, it is warm and kind of dark for me, but we're gonna handle all that. I promise. Right now it's about coverage. And I'm tapping on my edges as usual. So this is what my whole face looks like. As you can see, it's just a little warm and a little dark. Scoot back so you can see. In person, it looks even more strange. Like I said, we're gonna get it together. So now I'm gonna go in with my Make It Forever Duo Matte Powder in the shade 218. Which looks like this. And I'm going to go over the top of this just for some extra coverage, and it's going to help to neutralize the color a little bit so it won't look as red. I'm really focusing more just on like the centers of my face, so it also like has a very nice smooth finish and texture to this powder. Not that Kat Von D does it, but I feel like this one is like extra smooth looking. Hence why it is my favorite powder only foundation. And this look is going to be very matte and very full coverage with only powders, no liquids, which is why it's perfect for the summertime. Perfect for band camp. Perfect for super hot, humid days. And really easy to touch up because it is powder. All you have to do to touch it up is just press on some more powder. As you can see, I'm pressing this. I'm not sweeping it. I'm not swirling it. Press. Or dab, as some people like to say. Or pounce. But yeah, these two colors mixed together look way better than just the Kat Von D alone. And I always get so many compliments when I wear powder only because it just looks so smooth on the skin. And because I use such a thick oil, it really like absorbs some of the powder, really like meshes it in with my skin, and it looks really good. I remember the first time I did, my mom was like, wow, your skin is so smooth. And I was like, April Fools. A lot of people think that I have perfect skin. I'm just like, you tried it. I'm like, nope, my skin is so far from perfect. And I'm putting like extra in those areas that I want to highlight. I don't even think I really want to use concealer now, just because I'm liking how it's looking with the Makeup Forever on top. Still a little bit deeper than the rest of my body, that's okay. So as you can see, my complexion is super evened out. If you see any spots that look like a little weird, just press on some more powder. My skin is super duper even. And covered. That's what we wanted. I'm just gonna go over my edges again with the Makeup Forever. As you can see, I'm literally like going over them. So I don't want there to be any sort of line of demarcation up there and over the ears. So that is foundation done. So I'm just gonna finish up the skin. I'm just filling blush and highlight. That's kind of been my trend as of late. Haven't really been too much into the contouring. And I'm going to use something different because I've been using like the same thing. So I'm going to use my Missy Lynn palette. And I'm going to use a mixture of the highlights. Just going to mix them together. The two highlighters on the bottom. Using my e.l.f. complexion brush. And these are like more of a glittery highlighter, so I'm just kind of swirling that on the cheekbone area. For a nice glow to the skin. So I'm thinking about writing an article for her campus called like Confessions of a Selfie Addict. I think that'd be funny. I don't know, I need to write some more articles for them. I've kind of dropped off the face of the earth with articles because I just was focusing on my recital and stuff. But now that that's over, I think I can make time to write some more articles for them. So I really do enjoy being a part of her campus. Alright, so now I'm going to do the bridge of my nose. That rain is coming down. And it's 8:04, and I need to go to Starbucks. I think I'm just going to get some sick tea. I don't want anything to eat. Just some sick tea, because I plan to go out to brunch with Jackie. If she's awake. I think she went out last night. I'm pretty sure she went out last night because I got a snap from our mutual friend Irene. And they were somewhere with loud music and it was dark and there were strangers around them. So they probably went out to the club in Charlotte or something. I'm not a clubbing kind of person. So they did not even ask me. Because I ain't going. Amen. I'm just kind of adding more highlight all over my face. Gonna put some in the brow region right above. Connect it down. Because this look is very matte, and this matte look lasts all day too with the powder only. And I didn't really use a primer, I just moisturized my skin. Using the Nivea Men's Post-Shave Balm and that castor oil. A little bit of castor oil goes a long way all over the face. Just to create a base for the powder to stick to. I already know what eye look I want to do today. But I just want to show you guys my powder foundation routine. This can work with other powders, but for me, I know for sure that I'll get the coverage I want using the Kat Von D and the Makeup Forever. I think I did do a drugstore dupe one in the past. I might need to redo that once it gets a little hotter and I'm doing this more often. But this is like my high-end powder-only foundation routine for full coverage. Alright, and for blush, I'm using the same Maybelline palette, and I'm going to go into this orange shade right here. Same brush. It's an eyeshadow, but I'm using it as a blush. I thought it'd be really pretty. It kind of goes along with the warmth of my skin that I've got going on in my face. It's just a pretty orange color. It's very similar to my Black Radiance blush that looks almost like this. And it has some shimmer to it, so it's going to add some more highlight to the skin. And I'm applying that quite heavily. Last night I went to Texas Roadhouse for the first time in a long time. I think I've been with my family before, way back in the day. But last night I went with my friend Tyler. And I treated him to a steak because he's bought my meal like several times. And I was like, yeah, I need to like do something for him. Because he really is a good friend, and he is like a true Southern gentleman, you know, always buy my food for me and open doors for me and just stuff like that. And always offering to drive and whatnot whenever we go places. And it was good. It was good. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't bad. I felt like it was definitely worth the money. I was actually more impressed with the shrimp that I had. I got an 8-ounce sirloin and shrimp meal. And that shrimp was seasoned so good. It was so good. Like, you don't understand, that shrimp gave me life. I was like, yes. And then I started joking. I was like, they must have a black cook back there because of seasoning. You know, all the jokes that people make about how white people don't season their food, which I have personally never experienced. But there's memes and stuff like on the internet about it. So I was making that joke to Tyler because he knew instantly once I said that. I was like, that cook must be black. This seasoning is good. He started dying of laughter. So now that I'm like super highlighted and blushed up, which is what I've really been into lately, like I just like pow in your face, which is what I've been into. The skin is done. And that concludes my high-end powder foundation routine using the Kat Von D Locket Tattoo powder foundation in the shade 72 and the Makeup Forever Duo Matte powder in the shade 218. People say that it looks like a liquid because it's so smooth and seamless and full coverage. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, YouTube.